because they had to like skip over way too much, and they didn't like really develop what they needed to develop. Because like the theme, like I don't want to give too many spoilers if anybody hasn't seen it and they want to watch it, but like the idea behind season 2 and like the subsequent seasons after that is vengeance, but like they don't really do, in my opinion, a great job of building that energy in the characters that want the vengeance. So it's like they're normal, and now they're bloodthirsty. There was no like building up to like becoming a psychotic murderer. You know, it was like you just weren't a psychotic murderer, and now you are.
Is it worth a watch?
Season 1 for sure. Season 1 was really good. Season 2, I mean, if you've played the games and you're really into the games, then you know, you probably won't love season 2, but like you can at least watch season 2 and maybe like appreciate parts of it, you know.
Mm-hmm. I saw that they saw the ratings plummet in season 2. Like it was really good during most of it, and then they dropped.
Yeah, because of that. Because like I said, the revenge is like the big thing. And in the game, they do a really good job of building that tension so that when you get to that point, it's like a boiling over. Like there's one specific event that happens that's like, that's the turning point. Like that's the point of no return. And in the game, it makes sense because they do a job of slowly kind of building. It's like one thing happens, then something slightly bigger happens, then something slightly bigger. You're like seeing this slow descent into this like venge-filled blind like emotion, you know, where in the game or in the show they didn't do that slow build up. It was just like the big thing happened that made everyone want revenge, and now you're just like in this bloodthirsty I only see red mode, you know.
Is it only gonna get 3 seasons, do you think?
I mean, if the ratings keep plummeting, probably. But I think they're expecting part 2 the game. I think they're expecting that to be 3 seasons. So like they only covered the first half of part 2 the game in season 2. So then season 3, I imagine, will be the second half of the game, and then season 4 will be like the tying together of the two, because there's basically 2 different stories going on in the second game. They're like they start at different points, but they come to the same point at the end. So season 1 was just the entire journey of the first story. Season 2 is going to be the entire journey of the second story, and then my guess is that season 3 is going to be what happens when the 2 converge.
Are they making a third game?
Neil Druckmann, the creator of the game, says no, but no one believes him. and I don't either. I don't think so. One thing that I kind of hate are a bunch of channels that speculate on what the story of part 3 would be, because all of their speculation is very straightforward. And it would make for a very boring game because it's what everyone is thinking, which I'm sure would make a lot of the people who hate the first 2 games happy because they don't want to think. They just want to kill stuff. But like the true fan base wants a unique story. Like if I thought of it, I don't want that to be the story. You know what I mean? So like there's a lot of channels that speculate on what the third game would be, and they're all just like very like, they're all very just like linear and very obvious, like the obvious choice of what you should do with part 3. And they're also, this world has no hope, and it hasn't had hope in either of the first 2 games. And every video that I see on YouTube that's like, this is what part 3 should be, is like, and then we end on a hopeful note. It's like, no, this world doesn't end on hopeful notes. this world ends on fucking like darkness. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speculate or say what I want to see because it's like if it's already in my head, I don't want that to be the story.
Is this the creator who he's a big fan of Supernatural, and so he puts supernatural Easter eggs throughout it?
I'm not sure what is Supernatural because I probably seen it. I just don't know that it's Supernatural. I watched like 3 things.
It's a TV show about 2 brothers whose dad, well, like they no longer have parents. Their dad dies like in the beginning of season 2, and they fight demons and a bunch of supernatural things together. But I mean, it has definite funny moments throughout. They make sure not to ever get too dark, but there are sad moments as well. And I'm pretty sure it was The Last of Us.
It could be. I'm not familiar with the show, so I'm sure there's probably because like you can collect like collectibles. And I'm sure the collectibles probably reflect Supernatural, and it's just going over my head because I don't know the show.
And I heard that there's like things carved like in some of the like the characters will pass by like abandoned buildings with like the names carved or graffiti.
Oh yeah, like graffiti and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, but again, because I don't know the show, I probably just walked right by it and was just like, oh, who's Claire? You know? Claire's probably a dead bitch. Yeah.
She's Castiel's daughter. Very much alive. Claire is alive.
I know that he's a fan of No Country for Old Men because I saw him do an interview and he talked about how him and his writing partner went to see No Country for Old Men, and when they left the theater, they're like, we need to make a game that's like that kind of like silence and emptiness, and then just all of a sudden chaos, and then just like silence and emptiness and chaos, and so that's what kind of inspired them to do the game.
That is awesome. When somebody was telling me about a video game where the creators were a big fan of they said the video game itself was very sad.
It could be Last of Us because it is a very sad game. I mean, the ending is like so like the ending of part 2. The ending of both of them is like, what the fuck?
Is the TV show equally sad?
Yeah. It's so the TV show is trying to be equally sad. I don't know if it's achieving that because again, it feels like they just skip over too much, you know. And I'm not saying like I need to see them like dodging and ducking through abandoned buildings and fighting zombies. I don't think that's really necessary for the show. That's necessary for the game, but it's not necessary for the show. But there are like moments within some of that ducking and fighting that you kind of need to incorporate, you know, like one of the big things, like again, I'm trying not to spoil plot points. I'm not trying to spoil plot points, but one of the reasons why you can kind of believe that one of the characters just like flips is because of the dodging and ducking, because in that whole pathway are people that you are just mowing down. And so you can, when they get to this like pivotal moment, you can kind of believe that they've lost themselves because they just killed like 200 people.
Were they infected people?
No, people.
What?
I mean, both. They're infected as well, but like it's a lot of like raiders and just things like that, like out in the wild on the road and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
And you don't see any of that in the show, so your assumption by the time they get to this point in the story is that they haven't killed anyone, and now all of a sudden they're just like a switch just flipped, and it's like after one, not after one. Not in that world. Maybe in this world. But not in that world. Like in that world, by the time you're 12, I would assume you've killed 2 people by now.